In this video, I'm gonna show you how to turn a failed relationship into the best fucking thing that's ever happened to you. When you have a marriage that fails, or you find out your wife or your girlfriend's cheated on you, or the one that got away left you, and you can't really turn this around, man, it'll lay you low. Like, it is the most painful experience you'll ever go through, especially if you're cheated on. Especially if you're in like a narcissistic, abusive relationship and you're trauma bonded, and then she just leaves and all your validation, all your reason for living goes with her. That's tough. That's really rough. It's probably gonna be the worst emotional experience of your life. But the cool thing is that we can turn this around. In fact, not only can we turn this around, we can leverage this pain to make you go forward and skyrocket you into a massive fucking transformation that'll turn you into a badass in all your future endeavors. In this video, I'm gonna show you exactly how to do this, and watch the whole thing and don't skip any of the steps, because if you don't do it, well, you're probably gonna fall backwards in this, and I'm not gonna fill it with a bunch of fluff just to entertain you. My name is Baxter, and I help guys in betrayal situations. I've coached thousands of men, tens of thousands of men who've come through my doors in one form or another. I've had over 3,000 guys come through the Betrayed to Badass program, and that's what we do. We'll get you to that place where you make the right decision for you and your children. Step one, stop identifying as a victim. You're not a fucking victim in this, dude. You brought her into your life, you made a bunch of decisions and choices, and now you're reaping what you sowed. You're like, Ed, I didn't make her cheat on me, and I couldn't have foreseen this. It's like bullshit. You could have if you really wanted to. The thing is that you didn't want to, because you wanted to distract yourself with other things in life. So brother, you created this situation. You really did. You created it because you weren't paying attention. And you weren't paying attention because you didn't want to pay attention. You didn't want to pay attention because to pay attention means you had to tell the truth about yourself and what's going on in your life. And that's painful. When your wife wasn't wanting attention from you, when you couldn't get this woman to be more sexually attracted to you, when you couldn't get this woman to appreciate you more, when you couldn't get this woman to get off your back or to stop nagging, you didn't want to actually look within to see what you were doing to cause this situation, or at least enable it. So when you tolerating this stuff means that you are allowing this to be in your relationship. You are at fault here. Now, we can't make your wife be different. We can't make her love you. We can't make her be attracted to you. But what we can do is we can only allow certain things in our life that we tolerate, that we want to have in our lives. And so you just being here watching this video because something blew up in your life, yeah, you have to take full ownership of how you got here. Everything in your life was one decision or another. You either said yes to something or you said no to something. Even your personality. I like this, I don't like this. Everything in your life was a yes or no decision stacked upon each themselves until you got to this place where you are now with your identity and your future and your position in life. And so by sitting here and complaining and crying about stuff and saying, well, like my wife left, just realize that you sitting here in this pity party does not change anything. You just sit there and self-flagellate yourself. And does that really solve anything? Sitting there feeling sorry for yourself? No, it doesn't. It just creates more of that, because what you focus on grows. And so what we want to do is we're going to change that mindset and start taking ownership. You know what? What can I control? What can I control right now? What can I change? What can I do? What can I endeavor to be different about? And once you've done that, step two is let's identify the problem. Like, what the fuck just happened? How did you get here? How did this lead to this situation? And don't ask your wife, because she won't tell you the whole truth, because she wants to protect your feelings and she wants to protect her reputation. And so she's not going to tell you the whole truth. She's just not. And don't ask your female friends, because they're going to want to tell you what makes you feel good, and they're going to want to manage your emotions instead of tell you straight. So you need to talk to guys like myself or other men who understand this game, understand relationships, understand a man's place in the relationship. Talk to them, they'll show you what's going on. Or join the Broken to Badass program. We'll just lay it all out right in front of you, and then you can make the decision for yourself, and then you can say, okay, I see exactly what the fuck's going on. Get on my coaching calls, and I'll just dive into your situation directly. Once you've identified the problem, now we need a reason. Like, what's the reason for living? Where are you going? Okay, great, we see how you are doing these things. Now where is it that you want to go? Like, what is it that you want? Because if we don't know what you want, we can't help you, because we won't know where to take you, right? First, we identify the problem. Then we try to figure out where you want to go. Now that we've identified the problem and where you want to go, the facts of today and where you want to be in the future, now we can start building in all the stuff in the middle and create a game plan. You will create a game plan, and you'll just say, okay, this is what I have to do to get from point A, where I am now, in this place of pain, this pit, this place of suckitude, up to the peak of this is exactly what I fucking want in my life. This is what I did back in 2015. When my ex-wife cheated on me, I was like, I don't even know who I am anymore. And so I had to go back to the basics. I had to be like, okay, what's my favorite color? What's my favorite song? What's my favorite movie? And then I had to go from there and then build out like, who am I? I had to rebuild my identity. I'd given everything to the wife and the family and my job. So much so I didn't even know who I was anymore. I was so deep down the codependency pipeline that I didn't know what I was doing. And so when I was able to do that, like, who was I? Then I say, okay, what do I want? And so the thing that I wanted was, you know what I originally wanted in this marriage was I wanted to have like, what I've always wanted was like that soulmate, the love of my life. Somebody who was hot as hell and super connected to me and liked all the things that I liked. And I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to do that. And now I'm here where I obviously don't know shit. I thought I did, but I didn't know jack shit. Now I'd read books on like pickup and like other stuff, but I didn't really know. Like it was all a theory mental masturbation game. I didn't have any practicum. And I wanted to have this knockout, amazing, knock your socks off relationship. So I said, okay, well, what's required to get from point A to point B? And I made that my compelling vision. And now that I had a reason why, and I had a clear grasp of the facts of where I was today, now I could build in everything in the middle. And so then I had to build habits. And so people are like, well, I have a hard time building habits. I have a hard time going to the gym. I have a hard time. It's because you don't have a compelling reason why. It's just simple as that. You're not going to the gym because you don't have a compelling enough reason to why. How about your doctor tells you you're going to have a fucking heart attack and you're going to die if you don't go to the gym? You'll probably go to the gym. If someone says, hey, you need to make $1 million, I'm going to put a gun to your kid's head, you're going to make $1 million. The thing is you don't have a compelling reason why. So let's leverage this pain and get your compelling reason why. For me, having that soulmate was compelling. And I was bound and fucking determined to prove that soulmates were not found, they were made. And I proved that over and over and over again with the clients that I have. That soulmates are not found, they are made. Disney lied to you. Women are different than you think. They're just human, just like you, and you can create whatever the fuck you want, but you have to be the one who takes ownership and decide where you want to go. Now, if you know where you want to go, I can help you. I can help you build out the parts and pieces to get you to that place. But if you don't know what you want, I can't help you at all. All your habits, all your changes, all the things that you want to do aren't going to matter, and you're not going to have the motivation. Why? Because when things get tough, when things get hard, your why is going to push you through the pain. Now remember, pain is temporary. But glory is fucking forever. And through this, a new identity for yourself will be made. I want you to be a fucking badass in life. You deserve it. It is your birthright if you're willing to go after it and work for it. If you're willing to do that and you have a compelling reason why, then it will be yours. God wants this for you too. Why? Because a badass is a great fucking witness for him. This guy who sits there and pretends that everything's good, or a pastor at church who pretends to be perfect, is not such a good witness. This is why people left church. This is why people aren't that interested in going to church anymore, because it's full of a bunch of liars and people who are pretending that they don't want what they really want. And they don't want to tell the truth about what's really going on in the world and have rough, real conversations like you and I are having right now. But if you're this savage motherfucker who goes out there and who's gone through some pain, who's gone through some darkness, and has overcome these things, and now you're living on the other side of success, then when you go talk to a young man who's going through the same hardship you are going through, he's going to listen to you, and you're going to say, well, it's because I had faith in God, and I knew that he'd lead me forward, and he put the right people in my place, the right teachers, the right coaches, the right mentors, and now I'm here. That kid's going to listen to him. When your identity is starting to be built, you're going to start realizing that you've got to hang out with a different caliber of people. You can't just keep hanging out with these people who want mediocre lives. You're going to start hanging out with people who really are doing some big dick shit in the world. Guys that you can aspire to be like. Guys who inspire you to move forward every day. Guys that are doing harder shit than you to show you that it's possible, that you can do it, and that you do fucking matter, and that will encourage you every step of the way, versus the guys from high school and college who really aren't going anywhere, and they're envious of you, and they're trying to sabotage you every step of the way while you sit here throwing pearls before swine saying, guys, we can do much better in life. We can do all this cool shit. And they just sandbag the entire process. You have to associate with powerful guys. That is why the community at Genuine Attraction exists. That's why the Broken to Badass program exists. And that's why we fill it with high-performing men. Because we can't have guys who just want a little bit better in there. Little bit better guys are like viruses to the entire tribe. So we endeavor to have the best motherfuckers available. That's why to join the Broken to Badass program, you have to apply for the call, then you have to have a call, and then we have to invite you in after the call. Then at that point, if you are a good fit, we will let you know what the investment is. Because we want to ensure that only winners join this program. We're not interested in the game of convincing a man to win. If you've gone through all this pain of a betrayal, you've gone through all this pain of a divorce, you've gone through all this pain of the love of your life leaving you, and you don't want to become a winner, and you don't leverage that, and you don't say, you know what, I've had enough. I'm fucking sick of it. I've had enough. If that doesn't convince you to win, then we don't want you in the group. Why? Because we don't want to spend our time trying to convince you to win. This is something that you have to decide and you have to do. You have to dig deep within and say, do I actually want to win? If you want to win, we'll help you fucking win fast. And we'll do it every day. We do this all the time. We fucking crush it with winners. But when we got guys in there that don't really want to win, there's nothing we can say to them. All they do is like everybody's just pouring into a black hole, and they just bring down the entire vibe. So you have to make that choice first. Then you set up the call, then you join us, and then we'll help you crush your fucking endeavors. And so the last point here is an example of what I just told you, which is you have to turn your pain into motivation. People will move faster away from pain than they will towards a greater future because you have to have a why. Why does that matter? For me, I didn't want to have a lifetime of regret. I wanted to burn the wheels off this bitch, but I wasn't always this way. I was scared. I was afraid of conflict. I was a super people-pleasing nice guy. I wouldn't be able to get in front of a camera like this to save my fucking life. I was the weakest motherfucker you could absolutely imagine. But I turned it around. You can turn it around. If you like this video, hit the like button. Other men will be inspired by this, hopefully. And if you want to see more of these, if you want to just keep getting in the zhuzh of this energy of this, hit subscribe. And you'll get a few of these every week. I want you to be successful. I want you to move forward. You can have an amazing relationship like I have with your wife or a new woman coming forward. In fact, you should. You owe it to yourself. You deserve to be loved, and you have to fucking matter. And you have to decide you want to win. I'll see you in the next one.